All right, I've recorded this intro so many times because I'm not sure how to start it. So I'm just gonna dive right in with saying that this, as you can see, is an unboxing and setup of the BM88, which is a low profile arm, but I did not pick this up myself. I was contacted by one of the marketing specialists over at Fifine after they saw my Elgato Wave 3 unboxing and setup video. That was a great video review. We're looking for that kind of content for our products as well. So if you're interested in collaborating, we're willing to send you one of our low profile arms. And partway through my Wave 3 video, as I was putting the mic on the arm for the first time, he wrote in the email, "Oh, I see you have that basic arm that's looks like it's from Amazon with the springs showing and everything. You could use a low profile arm." And immediately after that, I said, I was thinking about getting the low profile arm from Elgato, but I didn't do it this time. He watched the whole video, took notes, and yeah, the rest is history. This is not a sponsored video, but it is the first official brand collaboration on the channel and ever. Thank you to Ted for reaching out and initiating this collaboration. Thank you to Fifine for sending this out to me to get set up. All right, Editor Kyle here, and for the rest of the video, outside of the intro, I pretty much call the arm the MB88 instead of the BM88. For some reason, that's just what my mind decided it was. So instead of leaving a note in the video every single time I say it, I'm just leaving this as a word of warning here, and I'll also put it down in the description and any links for anything. It is the BM88 from Fifine, not the MB88. Back to the video. I keep leaning over to check, but I can't see it because I have the microphone in the way. So there's probably going to be a couple of times where my beard's just like poking into frame. Quickly before getting it set up, I figured I'd show off the pieces really quick. So here we've got the main arm, and I thought it would be bigger, and when the box came, I was like, oh, that's kind of small, but it really is a low profile thing. So this is going to fit onto the desk really nicely, and when you think about it and you're extending it, like that does have a pretty good reach. And so if that's coming in from the edge of the desk, or if you have it set up where your mic is beneath your monitor and you're pulling it forward towards you, this is going to give you plenty of space. And then here we've got the mounting bracket, and this is pretty robust. This is a nice handle. Some of them, the cheaper ones, just have like a little arm to twist. This feels much nicer to use, so I think it's going to be really nice to install. And something else that I'm seeing immediately is this is foam on the ring here. I'll call it a ring. And then up here, I do have a couple of these sort of things attached for like my my webcam, for instance. That one is more of just like a rubbery plastic, and it has adhered itself to the desk every single time I've attached it, and it's actually ripped this section off multiple times. So I've had to go under my desk and pry it off with a knife before. So the fact that this is a softer texture, that means it will hold a firm grip, but it won't stick to the desk if you need to move it around. So that's really nice to see. There's the Fifine logo there. And so this is the ball head that attaches to the end of the arm, and you're able to loosen it up here to move it around, because depending on what kind of mic you have and which way you talk into it, you will need a different orientation. So that's nice. It does feel a bit weird because it's two separate pieces. It would have been nice to see that more as a singular piece that clamps in. But once you have it set, I'm sure it's not that much of a big deal. I did see some other reviews where the paint chips off after you have it tied on too much, but I think loosening it up properly to get it into position and then retightening will help the longevity. If you're just trying to force it into a slightly different position when you have it tightened, of course, that's going to cause friction. And with all of these pieces, from this to the base and the arm itself, You can tell that it's a painted metal. It's not anodized or anything special like that. For the price, I'd say the build quality is really good. But once you get this set up, you're mainly going to be worried about the pivot and the angle of the arm. So if you treat your products well, I think that the paint is going to last just fine. If you beat things up a bit more, then yeah, the paint's gonna chip. Considering that this is a budget-friendly option, the build quality feels really solid, and I like how sturdy this is just out of the box. So you can adjust it with the Allen wrench here, but if you make it too loose, then it will just fall with the mic. But being able to move this without having to loosen anything, that's pretty nice. I've had this thing for years. Bye-bye, springs, you are no longer needed. Yeah, so this is the base from the cheaper arm on Amazon. And as you can see, like this is metal, which is good, but there's no padding here. So it has scratched my desk multiple times in the past. And then it's just like a basic mechanism here for spinning around. Like this works pretty well, but it's not the most aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, getting the arm in here was pretty nice, and even without adjusting anything, I'm able to adjust the tension. I am putting on a little bit of force, so I might lessen up the tension a little bit, but otherwise, like that feels pretty great, and it reaches in nicely. But already with loosening the ball head for the mic, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it's multiple pieces like this, and if you're not careful, then the actual ball head itself will fall out. But again, this is more of just like a setup thing. Like once you have it on, then you won't have to take it off. So I'm gonna angle this away and then bring the head up, because for my mic, it stands up like this, and then it is a side address microphone. Okay, so what I didn't realize is that right on the ball head is an adapter. So I can actually take that off completely, because the size of the thread here is the default size of the mic without using the adapter. And I tighten this so it stays facing me. Yeah, that looks pretty great. So yeah, with moving my mouse around, I'm not hitting it. If I go like a lot further to the very edge, I'll hit it like that. But by and large, even if I adjust it like this, then I think that's pretty good. You can see there's a good amount of clearance for having my mouse move around. And then the swivel here, right from the base, is pretty easy. And then the tension, there is more tension here, but like I was saying, you don't want that to be too loose or else the mic arm will just fall over. So having it situated like this, like that, looks pretty clean. And then you just push it off to the side and even down if I wanted to. And it's completely out of the way. All right, I found that to take off this guard to route the cable, it just pops off by pushing down lightly. And then yeah, you can see the spray paint on the inside. So it is black by default, and then it's a white paint. So if you're not careful with it, it will chip. And that section pops down nicely. So I'm gonna get the cable routed and see how it all gets set up. But right before I do that, I do wanna say that this is something I wish that Elgato put in the box with the Wave 3. The way the USB-C cable sticks out of the back, it sticks right out and kind of loops around. So if you have it routed through an arm or something, there is gonna be a chunk that sticks out. So I really wish that Elgato would provide something like this, which is a side mounting USB-C cable. I picked this up because I knew I would be putting on the new arm. So I also needed a cable that was longer to route to my PC a bit nicer. I've got this now. I'm gonna route it through the arm and get everything set up and see how we do. Alright, the arm setup was pretty easy. It looks good on the desk, and I've got the cable routed and everything, but I'm not going to be able to test it just yet. My camera's about to die, and I need to go make dinner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of that out of the way, and then I will record a video with my desk setup, test out the new arm, see how it goes, and then come back and give my initial impressions, but I need food. Alright, I've had the MB88 set up for a couple of days. I used it to record my first Framer template video update, and that went over pretty well. I was thinking maybe that I would end up bumping my hand into it while using the mouse, but with the setup, I didn't really run into that. Swinging the arm in like I did before, it doesn't really get in the way at all. The lower part is off to the side just enough that I didn't bump into it at all, and I thought that maybe like the taller section of the arm would maybe somehow get in the way, but if your hand is on the mouse, then you're pretty level with the desk and you're not really coming up to hit it. So I guess if you get excited and you're playing a game, you might smack it a couple of times and send it flying, and then, you know, that's on you. But the way this one worked out, it worked out perfectly. I will say though that for the size of my desk, this just works, but if you have a longer desk, this arm probably won't reach into the middle for you. So I would definitely try to situate it underneath the monitor and pull it out towards you that way so that you can go for the depth of the desk instead of the length. Because if I had to pull the arm any further, then I'd be running into the issue of bumping into it again. And we got to talk about the looks of the arm. Even from just walking past, going back and forth past the desk, this arm is such a big upgrade compared to the basic arm that I had before. The aesthetics of this match my desk. The white is so much cleaner. Having the cable routed is such a nice touch. And I've pretty much been leaving it like this because it pivots so nicely, and I haven't really adjusted the height of the upper part of the arm because this is pretty much where I want the mic to be sitting when I have the arm extended. So it's not really blocking the view for the screen, and it's a good distance away from my mouth. And this brings me to my biggest criticism of the MB88, which is the ball head mount. Even with the arm in the optimal angle that I want it to be, I can't get the mic sitting straight up. It's just off to the side like this. If I wanted it to be up, I would have to angle the arm up some more. And at that point, it's getting pretty high where it's in my vision a little bit, blocking the lower part of my display. And I don't really like that. Yeah, if we see here, the way that the ball head sits, it cuts off at an angle where other ball heads that I've used give you a bigger range of motion. So I would like to be able to adjust it just a bit more to get the mic sitting straight up. So that is a minor gripe that I have with it. It's just like, oh, this close to being perfect. The angle of the ball head is one gripe. The other one is after having it set up, I have noticed already, you can see here, that the paint already is chipping, and I've been pretty careful with this. So I would say that the rest of the arm is gonna be mostly fine because I do take care of my stuff. But even with the minimal bumping to get this set up, it is already chipping. So now I am a bit more concerned that it will wear down over time. The arm is great, the build quality is nice, but the ball head, this whole unit, could use to be upgraded. All in all, I think aside from my issues with the ball head mount, it looks great on the desk. It's low profile. I have the white one. There's also a black, so depending on the theme that you're going for, you'll have something that fits. If we're going to be fair when comparing the MB88 to the Elgato arms, we need to look at the prices. The price for the MB88 is a fraction of the price of what the Elgato arms are. Those are more premium products, with the Pro going up over $200, at least here in Canada. Looking again at the price of the MB88, in order to bring the cost down into a budget-friendly range, you're not going to be getting all the premium features and finishes that you would in a higher-end product. But for what you are getting, you're getting a great arm that has overall great build quality, that is going to look awesome on your desk. Another siren, nice. So do I wish the paint finish was a bit stronger? Yes. Do I wish the ball head mount had a little bit more range of motion and wasn't so finicky? Yes. But this is an entry-level arm that does most of the things that those more expensive arms do. So if you're looking to save some money or just not invest that much in your setup yet, you're not sure that you want to spend hundreds of dollars on a mic arm, this is a great option. All right, I keep thinking if there's anything else I want to add, but I think that's pretty much it. So to wrap this video up, I do need to say thank you again to Fifine for reaching out and being the first official brand collaboration on the channel. The MB88 is a great addition to my desk. It matches the Wave 3 quite nicely. So with those two together, my desk is looking much nicer than it was before. And essentially, yeah, the MB88 is a great budget-friendly, low-profile arm that will be an upgrade to your desk setup, whether you're purchasing a mic arm for the first time or upgrading an existing arm that you already have. But that's gonna do it. I have been here recording way too long. So I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Thank you, Fifine, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.